In terms of emissions that induce climate change, about 8% of those emissions globally come from the steel industry. But at the same time, in the United States and other places, often those jobs were middle-class jobs. They created solid futures for people. So can we decarbonize steel and address climate change at the same time we're trying to make better jobs? So we're creating a class called Anthro-Engineering Green Steel, Green Jobs.
There's a tremendous opportunity to partner with our students across multiple disciplines, from faculty from material science and engineering, faculty from anthropology, to think about what is it going to take? What do we need to understand? How do we account for all of these different factors that are going to play into whether or not a solution has a net benefit?
I'm a third-generation metallurgist. My dad is a material science and engineering professor, and his dad was working in metals manufacturing, and so we've all worked on metallurgy in different ways.
I grew up in an area that was an old steel mill area. My father was a steel worker. My grandfather was a steel worker. When I was 14 years old, the steel mills started to close, and there was an incredible amount of social devastation that came from the loss of those jobs. There was also a lot of environmental devastation in the area. People are still dealing with health issues from the old kind of legacy toxins. At the same time, a lot of those steel mill emissions have helped create the issues of climate change that we're all dealing with right now.
I've always been interested in material science, but particularly the fact that material science links what happens at an atomistic level to what happens at a societal level. And that means we think about recycling, that means we think about manufacturing, but we can also think about the supply chains and communities that are associated with those.
I'm particularly interested in the electrification of metals production because I think it can reduce energy requirements and provide a host of benefits for communities. We need to put this to the test a bit more. We need to co-create with the communities that are there and really understand all these different dimensions to technology development and implementation.
Can we create technologies that don't eliminate jobs, that aren't just all about automation, but how do we actually use the technologies to improve those jobs and to increase productivity?
We've also pulled in experts from Carnegie Mellon University who work with the steel-making industry.
I'm trained as both an engineer and an economist. The exciting thing for me about the interdisciplinary connections is the way that we can ask new questions together. How can we change organizations and decision-making processes to what people are experiencing? The educational potential of this interdisciplinary exchange is really tremendous for students, and very much excited at the course that we're developing.